Welcome back, or welcome, should I say, to some people, certainly, to our third annual conference here in Manchester. It's great to see so many familiar faces. The past few years with Mage Titans has also been an opportunity to make some new friends as well, people that I certainly still work with on a regular basis as well now, so really good to see those familiar faces in the room, and also to see so many new faces as well. This is our third conference, as I said, and the hashtag, just to remind you guys, is hashtag Mage Titans Manchester. So I think we've trended every other year that we've been here, so why not do it again, hey? Why not do it again? Just actually before I go on, can I have a quick show of hands? I was just interested to know this. I was looking at some stats last night, and how many of you, if you put your hands up, have been to all three conferences we've done here in Manchester? And were you at Mage Titans Mini as well? Hands down. And who went to, I'm struggling to see anything because of these sodding lights. Who went to Mage Titans Austin? Cool. And Milan. Where's the guys from Italy? There you are. So I think it's really special what we've managed to achieve these past 3 years, and long may it continue. And it just reminds me when I'm working or helping organise the events and getting up to do a few minutes like this, how lucky we are to have such a great community. The other hashtag that always goes on in the Magento space is hashtag Real Magento. It says it all. We're so lucky to have some really great people in and around our space with us. We probably need it more than ever now with some of the challenges we perhaps face with Magento too. So perhaps it'll come in handy there. But it is really awesome to see you guys back. So welcome from myself and all the other guys that have been involved in organising this year's event. They've actually done more organising than me, to be completely honest. I just wanted to remind you why we do it as well. So those of you that have heard me speak before, or those of you that follow Mage Titans, you'll see these words come up again and again. They're all words beginning with C, and you can say them in front of your mum. So the reason that these are so important to me is the sort of ethos, or what sits behind Mage Titans, is that if we are more connected, and I've had this experience myself from Mage Titans, if we are more connected and you find opportunities to contribute and give back to those around you, and also find opportunities and ways of collaborating with other people, ultimately that equals a stronger community. And the hashtag is obviously there again, Real Magento community, so hashtag Real Magento, but it's just a reminder really of why we're here today, and I'd just like to give you that thought to remind you to try and approach today in the same way. Find the opportunities to connect with some other people, to bring so many people together like this in one day is quite special. Find ways to contribute and give back. That's the secret one for me. We can get so self-absorbed and locked into just what we're trying to do, rather than thinking about what we can do and how we can give back to others around us. And that's the most important one for me. Ultimately, there's a lot of people that have made today happen, and they've contributed their time to make this a reality. And if we keep that sort of front and centre, I'm convinced that we're going to have another successful event. So far, we've obviously had the event here in the UK. We've done, this is our third annual conference. We had Mage Titans Mini back in, I think it was around about May time. We went to Milan with the guys from Woodall in February, which was a great event. And we also went to Austin, Texas. I missed that one though. My little boy turned up 9 weeks early. So I'm always going to hold that one against him. I won't. I love him to bits. No, I don't, actually. Not this morning, because he kept me awake all night last night. You see, I was lying there. So that's what we've done so far. That's where we've been. it's as I said before, it's great to be part of this, and just some really high-level stats of some of the things that we've managed to achieve, which I think was quite interesting. I'm not sure if the number of 78 speakers is actually right or not. I didn't pull these stats, so that's my disclaimer on this slide. But we've had lots of speakers, and the reason that I raised that is because those speakers have contributed a lot of time, and I want to make sure that you guys make them all feel welcome when they're here today. We've got guys that have been here and done it before, and the old pros, and they just sort of make it look so natural, the likes of Vinay and Ben, etc. You know, those guys just, and there's others as well, obviously. But then there's obviously some new guys too as well. And I just want all of us to, you know, make them feel welcome, and just recognise the effort and the time that they've put into this. You will see a fraction of the effort that they've put in to make the speech today. If they're on stage for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it may be, in comparison to the preparation time that they've put into this, I can assure you that it's just a fraction of the time. They'll have put hours, days, weeks, if not a couple of months in terms of thought and time to go into that. So, you know, the way that they're contributing to make this possible, we've got to make them feel welcome and make them feel appreciated. So go up to them and tell them how thankful you are for the, obviously if you like the things they've been saying. Don't just go up to them randomly and say, hey, amazing talk, if you didn't think it. The sponsors make this possible. We've had over 55 sponsors. Our headline sponsor, UK Fast, Jonathan's here. Without the sponsors, we couldn't do this. We try and make it an affordable conference for you guys. You know, it's very important that they contribute as well, and they make this possible for us to have an amazing day here. We've had over 1,000 attendees to our conferences worldwide. You can see some of the flags from around the world there of various different places where people have travelled from to come to some of our events. This, as far as I'm aware, is certainly European-wide today. I know there's a couple of people, maybe Ben from the US, I'm not sure of other international places, but it just shows the reach that we've actually had within the Magento community. We've raised over £5,000 for charity. Today we're supporting Royal Manchester Children's Hospital. We've supported Safe Austin. It was Water Aid, I think, in Italy that we supported. So again, it's a not-for-profit event. Any profits that we make, we give back to a local charity. And let's not forget the workshops that we put together as well. So as you can see there, a total of 97 developers, over 388 hours of workshops. I believe last night's was a little bit mind-bending or expanding, whichever way you want to look at it. But it's needed because there's so much to do still with Magento 2 that it's important that we contribute in that way. So lots of good things that we're doing. The other sort of high-level thing that I went and looked at last night was just what we've got around YouTube. So I noticed from YouTube that there was 78 videos in total. We'd had over 12,000 views on the YouTube videos, which I think is great. And again, that's a contribution from us. And when I say us, I mean everyone here and all the speakers to make that possible. And that's such a useful resource. People can, you know, take that away, go back. If there's maybe someone from your office today that's not had the opportunity to be here, you can share that with them when you get back to your office. And if there's new people that we're trying to bring into the Magento space and attracting new talent to make our community stronger, I think that's such a valuable resource and something that we should make sure that we share. And I'd encourage you to do the same. You know, if there's a talk today that you enjoy or you think is particularly captures your attention, then, you know, make sure you share that with the people that you typically work with. Plan for next year. We're going to be back in Manchester, obviously. We were just saying over here before about how much we love the Comedy Store as a venue. I think it really sets things off. We're going to Mexico City. After this week's events, it's probably a good time to change some money. You get more pesos. Almost a joke. I promised myself I wouldn't try and tell them, even though someone tried to call me out on that. So we'll be going back to the US in talks about the US at the moment, excuse me. And Milan, I know, is going to be happening. Have we got a date for that yet? I know May's muted.
19th of May.
19th of May. Okay, so really great that we're starting to grow and expand this. There's possibly going to be more. I've got some conversations over the next few weeks to have. if you guys have got any ideas around, how you want to see it grow and expand, or other things that you want to happen, or even ways that you might want to contribute, just come and speak to me. I'm a pretty approachable guy, I think, so just come and tell me your ideas, because we need that feedback. We need that feedback to improve on the event and make it better next time round. I mentioned before that today we're going to be giving the profits and proceeds. I think we can get to around about over £1,000 for the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital. It's a charity that's close to my heart. I'm an ambassador for Royal Manchester Children's Hospital. And again, I suppose I'm just stressing the point there that we're contributing to another local charity, and that's part of the reason why we picked these guys, really. So, thank you for attending, because the money that is contributed is going. You guys know it's going to a good place. Today's format is obviously on your lanyard, so if you want to check that out and see the running order for the day. There's loads of new faces on there, loads of new speakers that I'm excited to hear. Ben is back with us again, and Vinay, and I mentioned those two guys in particular because they were the first two guys that listened to me and gave me the opportunity when I came up with this bit of what felt like a crazy idea at the time. So without those guys giving me their ear early on and giving me their support and continued support as well, guys, I don't think Mage Titans would be what it is. So I think a round of applause for those two. Thank you. And the sponsors, I'm going to be welcoming to the stage in a second Jonathan from UK Fast, our headline sponsors. They've supported us for the last 3 years, again supported us in the same way, believed me with they believed me when I came to them with the idea early days. I really appreciate that. The usual suspects, obviously CTI and Vika, Ampersand, Mailer, Ship HQ, Fluid have come on board as well, which is really good of those guys. And then we've got something a little bit different planned for after party this year with Mage Mojo. So might give you spoilers through the day, but all I'll say at the moment is there's going to be 2 or 3 coaches waiting outside after we finish the event and heading over to the venue where there is food this year. So again, I know that that's feedback from previous years, and there's hopefully a couple of other extra things as well.